all of these skills help develop other things. So when you pick one skill, one dream to step out on in faith, trust and believe the abundance is going to come to you. It is hard work. Is it hard work? Yes. Do you get scared? Yes. Sometimes you wonder where your next dime is going to come from? Yes. But as my daddy said, you'll learn how to rub two dimes together, call it a quarter without cheating a nickel. But these are the things you do when you love what you do. And I think a lot of people, the statistics are clear. More than 80% of people in America hate their jobs. They wake up every morning going, oh my God, I got to go back to that place. They say that Sunday night is the most depressing night, and most suicides are on Monday. I wonder why. But, you know, you can get out of all of that, because if you're unhappy, I say change it. And reinvention is something that is so necessary in life. Why? Because every 7 years, you're another person. You got 7 layers of skin. You shed a layer every year. 7 years, you're completely different. And I'm at a time, you know, like my girlfriends, I didn't have kids. My jobs were my reinventions were my children. But my friends who have children at my age are now empty nesters. That's called you better reinvent, because sometimes it's not a lofty dream that makes us reinvent ourselves. Sometimes it's because we have to. You know, you're unhappy with that man, change it. You're unhappy with that job, change it. Don't like your weight, don't feel good in your own body, change it. That's one thing you do have the power over. Believe it. And I love my beach background, because one of my dreams is to get my WFA. And that's one of the things I want to help people get their WFA. You know, you can get your MFA, your BS, your doctorate, but a WFA is your work from anywhere. Your work from anywhere. So this is my virtual reality, pretending that I'm running the show from a beach. Why not? Why not? Let your imagination soar. I think one of the things that bugs me so much is I think that our dreams are too small sometimes. You know, it's like we would be like, oh Lord, could you please help me pay this rent? Please help me, Lord. And the Lord says, why didn't you just ask for a mortgage? You know, sometimes we have to dream a little bigger. Welcome. Come on in, guys. Come on in. Okay. Number one, I think the number one thing to do, right, says Angela. Angela, you're so interactive. I love you. Okay. One of the things that you got to do to reinvent yourself, of course, is educate yourself. You know, I can't even begin to tell you how many books have changed my life. I remember when I was in my 20s, and I always give this book to, you know, I'm not a mother, but look, I'm a great auntie. And I have tons of nieces and nephews. I've even adopted people online, and, you know, some of my fans who are younger, who call me Auntie Ro. And that I tell you, that warms my heart so much. But I love to see them achieve and grow. And I always encourage them, educate yourself. Now, what does that mean? What does that mean? You know, they're like, Auntie, I'm at USC. What do you mean educate myself? But sometimes it means a book, like I always give them this book, Think and Grow Rich by Napoleon Hill. When I was in my early 20s, when I was in my mid 30s and my 60s, I read that book. Whenever I'm going through some kind of, I need a change and I'm a little off and I need a little, and a little motivation and a little, some technique, go to Napoleon Hill. It's all about positive thinking, visualizing, the power of the brain, and mainly the power of the subconscious brain. And I want you to start stepping out of your comfort zone in terms of what you read. Now, the beautiful thing about these days is that you don't have to read it if you don't want to. Now, listen, I wrote a book. I'm constantly asking people to read my book, and I will admit I don't read everybody else's book. But there's audio books that are absolutely wonderful. And Napoleon Hill, let me tell you another book, modern day book. Gary Vaynerchuk is one of my favorite mentors. I claim him as my mentor. He is a powerhouse online, wrote a book called Crush It. And that changed my whole world in terms of how I deal with the internet. You know, for my age group, I was pretty savvy long time ago. I was doing blogs long before podcasts before they were popular. But I just have this fascination with the internet. And I also know the power of content and the power of expression. And Gary's book, Crush It, helped me understand that. Gary V is who he's called, and he's absolutely amazing. Other books that may inspire you are books that are written by people that you admire. Autobiographies tell everything. There was nothing better. Talk about audiobooks. A book that inspired me was Sidney Poitier's Measure of a Man. And to hear him read that book to me in that lilting island accent, ooh, that was fabulous. But what he also talked about was breaking into Hollywood, back when blacks had to walk in the back door and not drink at the same water fountain. But yet he became an award-winning actor. If he could do it, and I'm coming to Hollywood, I gotta hear from him. If he could do it, I know I could. He set it up for me to do it. But I got to learn from the best. So get those books, those autobiographies. Another way to educate yourself, take some workshops. Workshops are so important. There are many people who talk to me want a voiceover career, want to write that book, want to be a great screenplay writer. Workshops are so important. My book, Destiny Lingers, I can't begin to tell you how many workshops I was in. It's just a lot of reasons. Number one, like you're going to find with my course, you're around like-minded people who have another perspective about the same thing you're dealing with. Workshops are wonderful. I take workshops for comedy. I take workshops for acting. I take workshops for writing. I even take workshops for social media. Workshops are so important because they involve you with people who know more about the subject you love than you do and who will most likely help you. I go to speakers events just so I can know, how do you get a speaking agent? Where are the greatest conventions to speak at? How do you deal with your fear and your dry mouth when you're speaking? The people in that room are pretty much going to know the answers to those questions instead of me sitting home wondering, wonder how they deal with that. No, you get out there and get in the mix and find out. Educate yourself. YouTube. Here's another one. Y'all, I don't know if I've given you 10 already, but number 2 was YouTube. And the reason I say YouTube is because I swear I'm in YouTube University. I want to know how to screw in a light bulb. I'll go to YouTube and put in, how do I screw in a light bulb? And it will give you about 10 different videos about how to do that. When I was setting up this course, I swear YouTube was amazing. Anything I wanted to learn, YouTube had an answer for it. So if you are wanting to open that store to sell your wares, if you're wanting to write that book, if you're wanting to, learn how to join a Facebook group, how to promote your brand, whatever, I tell you, whatever it is, how to pick your toenails, YouTube has about 20 videos to tell you how to do it with technique and pizzazz. So check that out. Put that on your list. So you educate yourself with books, autobiographical studies, workshops, and YouTube. Here's another one. Find a good mentor. I don't know what it is you're interested in, but I bet you know somebody that you admire who's in it. Follow them, shadow them. If they're not in the same city with you, where you can go and hang out at the set or go over to their office and watch them do what they do, ask them questions at their place of business, then you learn everything you know about them. Go on YouTube, listen to their speeches, follow them, read their books. Today, you can get on Instagram, Twitter, and reach out to your favorite celebrities. So find a mentor who's in your field. Like I talked with you about, my mentor in writing was Dr. Maya Angelou. A mentor to me and now is Kim Coles. I mean, she was just a good friend who said, you can do this, and threw me off the cliff. And doggone it, if I didn't fly and found something I enjoy so much, it makes me cry. I enjoy it so much. And it's opened up a whole nother avenue for me in terms of meeting people and how I come across as a brand. And it's fun. And I might make money doing it. You never know. You never know. And here's another one. Hey, come on in, you guys. Welcome. Another idea. Attach yourself to the right people. Now, that's kind of different than mentors. I think that kind of goes into that whole idea of surrounding yourself. My mama used to always say, you show me your friends and I'll show you your future. And a lot of that has to do with who you're hanging out with. And I say this especially to my brave hearts, because A lot of times the reason we don't go after our dreams is because we have people around us who are negative and are naysayers, don't even believe in their doggone selves. So how in the world are they going to believe in you? And you're so comfortable with that negativity that you've forgotten who you are. You might have to get rid of some of those people. You know, you might, because not everybody's pulling for your success. And when you do great things, it reminds them of everything that they're not doing. So you might have to separate yourself, attach yourself to the right people who are positive. You know, I'm tired of those people so negative, they walk into a room and could develop a picture. You know, get away from negative people. Positive people will give you good energy, inspire you, not allow, you know, my friends, I surround myself with the most positive people. We don't allow negativity. Now, it's okay to have a 5-minute pity party. Now, you can cry, you can get the ugly cry, and get the snot running out your nose like Viola did in that movie that time. Y'all can do that. But then 15 minutes, it's over. Get back. Come on, we got work to do. Tell the devil to go. We got stuff to do. That's what you have to do. And some of those people have to walk out the door with the devil. Oh, come on in the door, y'all. Experiment new things. That's my other tip. You know, you have to get out of your comfort zone. A lot of times why we're feeling so stuck is because we've gotten comfortable. I think that's a horrific thing to feel when you feel stuck and stagnant. And a lot of it is because you haven't done anything new in a long time. So you know me, I'm always saying, try something new, step outside of your comfort zone, experiment with your life. And it could be something so tiny as, well, look at me, get a new wig. Get a new wig. See how it feels. Vivica Fox sells them online, honey, about $30. Trust and believe. Not bad. But it gives you a whole different kind of feeling. And trust me, you walk different. You get different attention. You wear your clothes a little different than my little short hair. Totally different. So it's a little feeling of reinvention. And when you do little things like that, it's like, okay, let me try something new. Let me try this now. Because it wasn't so scary. Just little things. Step out of your comfort zone. That could be, you know, I did something really fun with my girlfriend the other day. She came in town. She goes, have you ever had Ethiopian food? I was like, no. We go down to little Ethiopia, sit down with Ethiopians, eat with our hands, eating all this food in a culture with smells and people speaking a language I didn't know and eating with the hands and teaching me how to wash your hand before you sit at the table and all that. I was like fabulous. In an hour, I was in Ethiopia. I was like, wow, that was kind of cool. Because when those juices get going, you want to do the next unusual thing and the next exciting thing. Do something out of your comfort zone. Take a new language. Take a cooking class. You know, listen, I took a painting class one time and I loved it. I had never painted, but my father was an artist and he had passed and I was really down. And so I took an art class just so I could feel closer to my dad, because when I smell paint and I smell shellac and stuff like that, I think about my dad. So I took this course and I had no idea what I had in me as an artist. And I'm so proud. The pictures hang on my walls. And I'm so proud of what came out of just trying something new. And I figure maybe when I'm old and gray and I really want to slow down, maybe I'll sit by the beach and paint. Who knows? Who knows? That's the other thing, that when we're sitting on that porch when we're old and gray, I swear I don't want you sitting back going, I could have done it. I wish I'd have tried, and have all those regrets. I don't want that. And the reason that I'm really so into this reinvention thing is because I see so many people, and a lot of people in my age group, who don't like what they're doing, are very unhappy. And if they don't make a move right now, they are going to be so miserable for the rest of their lives. And I would hate to see anybody that I know and care about go through that type of regret. And that's why I really want us to talk about this. Is it going to be easy? No. Is it going to be a little scary sometime? Yeah. It comes with the territory. But that is why I want to be there to help you. You will need your faith. And I'm going to tell you, doing something new, it can get a little lonely sometimes. Even pulling together like a new project like my online course. I'm spending a lot of time studying, so I'm doing it right. I have to learn technology. And look, all my folks have been there, Chris, Cassie, my old school folks, Julia, who were there from day one. It was horrible. But if I had lit the fear, and trust, I was scared. Angela's my girlfriend. I called her. I said, girl, I don't know what I'm doing. And she has been my recreation coach in helping me deal with, listen, I'm trying something new here too, folks. But I am so excited about it. And it's the enthusiasm for your project, your passion project, that's going to make all the difference in the world. I love that word enthusiasm because the root of it is theo, which is God. And so when you're enthusiastic about something, there's a God sense of it, that I believe that the law of attraction is a very important thing to study as well. Read The Secret, because you have to believe for you to be able to achieve everything that you conceive. It really is that simple, and that's hard to do, but that's going to be part of the thread of everything that I'm encouraging you to do, to believe in it. And the ways that you believe in it is you solidify these things. Here's another tip for you. Ooh, and I'm talking to myself half the time I'm talking, y'all. Talking to myself. Get your vision board together. Because I tell you, I've got a vision board. I was clearing out some clutter. That's another one. Clearing clutter, getting a vision board. I was clearing out some clutter and found an old vision board of mine from a couple of years ago. And while there were some things on there, I was like, wow, I did that. That kind of was working. I saw some other things on there and I said, oh, well, maybe that's why I didn't do that. Give you a perfect example. I had put on that vision board, best kept secret in Hollywood. And I thought years ago when I put it on there that was a compliment. Who wants to be the best kept secret? And I wonder if that doggone thing has been stumping me up. Probably. Because what you think about, you bring about. So I want us together to start getting our thoughts aligned with our dreams. The vision board is definitely going to help. What did I say? The vision board, a touchstone is also very important, I would say, as well. When I was dreaming of coming to New York, I wore a subway token around my neck. I was 12 years old when I got that token. And my daddy used to give me some steel wool and I'd wear it around my neck like this. And every time I touched it, it said, I'm going to New York. I'm going to New York. And I launched very successful careers there in news and talk shows. And then when I was coming here, I had a little postcard that said Hollywood on it. And today it sits in my corner office under the Hollywood sign. So pick something as you're thinking about your dream. I don't know if it's a little emblem. It could be a ring. It could be anything that reminds you to keep your eye on the prize, because your subconsciousness will kick into that. So really take that seriously. What will your touchstone be? What will be that thing that you look at next to your vision board every morning when you wake up and every night before you go to sleep? And that's going to help manifest that dream, manifesting abundance, manifesting self-confidence. Take a listen to those things. And I would also say, calm your mind a bit too, because making a big change and going for your dreams can be scary. And you're going to hear those voices. What do you think? What makes you think you can be a writer? What do you think you can sing about? How do you think? You tell them, shut up. I got things to do here. Anyways, whether it's meditation, writing, because I think that's important to get things out. And the main thing is, don't ever forget how much good you do have going on right now. Because we're talking about changing. Don't forget that there's some good stuff happening too. I'm really excited about taking this whole conversation a step further. And I really appreciate those of you who have already enrolled. I am just so honored. I love helping people, and your gift is calling you. So we're going to have to make some tough decisions. That's why I want to do something that we do together. Because a lot of people, and I've talked to a lot of you who are enrolling in the course, it's I'm picking up common themes. I'm afraid I'll make a fool of myself. I'm afraid what people are going to say. They're going to say I'm nuts. I'm traumatized and paralyzed by fear. I don't know how to step out. I don't know what to do. And what happens if I do? What if I fail? And my question to you is, what happens if you don't? What happens if you don't make a step toward the dream that's gnawing at you? And guess what? What if you don't fail? I would hate to see you miss that chance, because you don't know right now whether you're going to fail or not. So stop the fail. Now, one thing I take great pride in is helping transform lives. I have done it 50 million times on myself for 40 years, but I've also, whether I was doing my talk show, my podcast, just who I am naturally and authentically and transparently, the things I love to do and I have dedicated my life to is helping people get where they need to go, helping you get through. Will it be easy? Maybe not. Will you have work to do, assignments after each week? Yeah. Are you going to have accountability? Mm-hmm. Are you going to have a partner to get you through, to help you get through fear, to help you remember who you are? Yep. Are you going to have a good group of people to surround you, cheering you on, a team? Yep. Are you going to have your own Facebook private group that you can go to and talk with team members and workshop and ask questions and get inspired by other people and have partnership for a lifetime? Yeah, that's what you're going to get. And I like it as a retreat because you're going to treat yourself back to that dream you had. And we're going to have recreation time, recreation, because you don't just have a nice life. You have to create a nice life. And I believe God believes in matching grants. So you're going to have to do your part. You do the work, and I promise you, you are going to be in a totally different place. Chris, you're going to have that entrepreneurial business, and I really appreciate that testimonial you gave me. Chris gave me a testimonial. Y'all almost made me cry. The thing I remembered so much, I thank you so much, Chris. He said, I felt that you really wanted me to win.
Rolonda. Rolonda has been a great source of inspiration to me, and even more so, a greater resource to achieving my goals. At some point in life, we all hit the crossroads of unfulfillment and what's next. Doesn't mean that you're unfulfilled in life. It just means that you're no longer finding fulfillment within what you're doing. And I was there. And as I was heading through that door of what's next, I knew I needed some other resources, some support, some guidance. And I decided to reach out to the top successful people within my network. Rolonda was the first call that I made. Just wondering why, because people with that level of success, 30 years of success and contacts, she's built up a solid reputation. And I know that people at that level do not gamble with their reputation. And so I found it just, quite interesting that she was. And then when we spoke again, for her to make that connection, what I realized is she just wanted to see me win. That's it. Nothing more, nothing less. She just wanted to see me win. That's who Rolonda is.
Got you, boo. Because I have resources I can turn you on to that I don't think everybody else has. And I can bring people in. Once I get my course members together, we're going to find out what it is you need the most. I've had some talks with some of you already. So we will divine. I love that accidental slip, but we will design this divine course in a way that really answers to what you need and what you want. We're going to be talking about why reinvention is such a necessary tool, just kind of putting in perspective about what's happening in the world and what's happening in your lives. That first week, we'll just get to know each other and then have some exercises to follow and some assignments to help us get closer to what dream you're going to step out on. This is going to be exciting because, it's so funny because one of the course members was like, can I have more than one dream? I was like, of course you can. See, don't let people tell you can only have one thing at a time. See, I used to be called schizophrenic. People used to say, oh, she's just not focused. Oh, she's so schizophrenic. One day she's the comedy, one day she's the talk shows, one day she's a news reporter. So what? You know me, I don't care what people say. And I also believe that unless you are running yourself into the ground and your health is involved, do whatever you want. You don't have to do just one thing. Some of you will say, well, I want to write this book, or I want to start this course, or I want to do whatever it is you want to do. We're going to find out what that passion point is. We're going to help you tap into your authentic gifts. We're going to help you find your power of intention, positive thinking, visualizing. All of that is very much a part of this. And it's also going to be very resourceful in terms of we'll have suggestions of books to read, people to follow, and also social media is very important in terms of your branding. I really want us to be sharp on social media, and I have some real experts who will come in and help us get a strategic game plan for your reinvention success. Life is so short, and life is so precious, and it's so fleeting and so unpredictable that you have to be happy. You have to do it, and you have to do it now. This is not a dress rehearsal. And I would just hate to see you kicking stones for the rest of your life, not knowing how to take the first step, or being too afraid to do it, or feeling lonely. It's a lonely place to be when you know you need to change. And I don't want you to feel that way. And I want to help you get to where you want to go. And I want to help you with any resources that I have, any questions that I can answer, share any experiences that I can. I just want to know that you're happy and you feel that you have gotten so much closer to your dream. Here's another thing, y'all. A lot of us know young people or might know somebody. If this course isn't for you, then pass it on to somebody else. I'll still keep doing my live webinars for you. But if this course isn't for you and you see the value in it for someone else, then by all means, pass the information out. I just felt like that's not bad. And y'all know how much a lot of people spend on a pair of shoes or a purse or some massages or a trip, or a good trip to Ross. You know how much you spend. So that's another one that I guess the final point I would say in one of my reinvention tips is to invest in yourself. I mean, if you don't invest in yourself, nobody else is. So really take the time to invest in yourself. Maybe you don't drink Starbucks coffee as often as you need to. Maybe you say, you know what, those sandals really are cute, but I don't need this course more than anything. I can buy a whole bunch of sandals if I do what I'm supposed to do in this course. So think about the possibility you might start a new career. The possibility that you could be happier, because everything in you is going to change when you're doing what you want to do. And all of that stuff about fear is going to go away when you are prepared the right way to walk in the room. Little fear ain't bad for you. When they say that fear is false evidence appearing real, now I think that's crap, because fear is very real. That's a real emotion, and it's a great emotion because it's an emotion that saves our lives. But the brain, and let me tell you this, change is really tough, and I'm going to finish this up, but let me tell you why change is so tough. Because our brains are wired to flee when we're uncomfortable. The brain goes, uh-oh, this doesn't feel right. Let's get out of here. So it resists change all the time. You're going to have to be a master of your own mind if you're going to make these dreams come true. And part of that is quieting down those devilish voices in your head that say you can't do it. There's a voice in your head right now saying, I'm not sure I should do this course. I'm not sure I can afford even that great deal Rose offering. I'm not so sure you can afford not to take a course like this if you're in a position where you need to make a major change. You can't beat it. You're going to have Rolonda Watts right there with you. This deal is not going to last forever. This is the very first time I'm doing it. And then it's going to go back up to 1997. And who knows what it'll be as the future as this grows. So I'm just asking you to go and check it out. If you have any questions, take my email, rolonda@rolonda.com, ROLONDA @rolonda.com. If you want to hop on a phone call, I can talk with you about it, answer your questions, your frequently asked questions. I'm certainly happy to chit chat with you. And that gives me some good insight also on how to tailor the course just for my course mates. And I know we're going to have a great time. well, you might want to step up your game a bit, because everything needs a little reinvention once in a while. And now is the time to do it. Giant leaps, one baby step at a time. But then we're on and popping. So we're coming down to the deadline. So really give it some serious thought. Hit me up, DM me, follow me on Facebook at Rolonda Watts, IG, Twitter, LinkedIn. But if you really want a serious, get down with it, spring into action with your dream, and you want a mentor or you want a friend, somebody to help you through, because it's always easier when you have a hand to hold. And you can sign up, enroll right now tonight. Y'all have a wonderful night. I have run my mouth long enough. And I hope you will sign up. I hope you will share the information with others. And I hope you will take this big, giant leap of faith with me. I promise you transformation and a little bit more happiness that you might feel about your gifts. If you're with me, you're not going to fail. You are going to be in a totally different place.